All right, welcome back, everybody. We got a couple things that I just wanted to go over. Tell me what you think. Um, Kamala has come out. She had a rally in Nevada, and she has taken President Trump's no tax on tips. Strange to me too. Um, so it's not surprising to me how disingenuous that she is. I mean, she still doesn't have a policy platform that she's running on. She's just running for the president of the United States with no policies. She said a few things at her rallies, but there's no agenda on her website anywhere that I could see. We can go over that too. But there's nothing on there. You can donate to her and all kinds of other stuff. It'll tell you where her rallies are. There's nothing on there on what she's going to do if she's elected to be the next president of the United States. Nothing. But she came out in Nevada and put out this that she's going to have no taxes on tips for hospitality. Now I sound like her workers. And Trump's already gone over this many times. Said that he wanted to do away with taxing on tips, and that he was going to make it a thing. I know and there's been a few things out there saying that he was going to fiddle with the income tax about trying to get rid of that. I don't see that happening. I know we weren't supposed to continue paying taxes after World War II. It was just to fund the war machine, but hey, we're still paying them, in a ridiculous amount. But anyway, that's a different story. Uh, First thing I want to show everybody here. This is just crazy to me that she's got she's got no platform that she's running on other than she's pushing the abortion and women's rights to the front of her campaign. But it doesn't say anything that on her website, so she doesn't officially have any kind of platform that she's running on other than, I guess, taking President Trump's talking points, because that's what she's doing. Check this out. I mean, it's crazy to me. Look.
Best and worst dinner
Oh
for
my
your
gosh.
waistline.
Sweet potatoes. Try to
That's
find
my
the
fault.
purple sweet
Dang
potatoes. They're the
ads.
high.
And eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
Hmm. That's crazy to me. Anyways, she's coming out and just
President Obama. How do we know this exactly? Well, we first had the reporting by Seymour
taking
Hersh on all of
his
this,
talking
right?
points, and it's crazy to me. Sorry, taking all his talking points, and well, I guess not all of them. She took that. How are you going to take? How you going to come out and call this man a dictator and a threat to our democracy, but you're going to take his talking points? What sense does that make? None to me. I mean, it's crazy. Oh, it's insane. Mm. Anyway, now I saw this, and I thought maybe that this was the case, but I thought maybe that she had taken, and it was she was actually the because when the House is split or the Senate split, it's the vice president. It's their vote that takes something, and you know, if it's split, it's their deciding vote. I guess I'm trying to say. So she had the deciding vote on all those 80 some odd, all the IRS agents that they hired, and she had the deciding vote on a bill that would put into it's an investigation. Now it does say in there that it's a voluntary um, releasing of your tips, to what's the word I'm looking for? Dang. To inform the federal government of how much you made in tips. That way they can tax it. They say it's voluntary, but we all know that it's not. Because why would they hire that many IRS agents if they were just going to make it a voluntary thing? And it says in there that it's so they can get more revenue off of the tips from the working people, off of waitresses and waiters, and it's it's crazy. But she had the deciding vote on that, and she voted it in, and yeah, it's I don't believe her when she said that she'll take away taxes on tips. Not one, but not after she signed in. She had the deciding vote on a law that pretty much tells people that we're going to tax you more on your tips. Check this out.
The yeas are 50, the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the bill, as amended, is passed.
And there she goes cackling. She passed that law. Now, hopefully y'all heard that. She passed that. She was the deciding vote for that. And she was the one that ended up getting it passed. And then she cackled about it. Cackling Kamala. She laughed about the fact that she's going to tax more on tips. But that's people. But she's gaining momentum. Let me tell you. Anyway, crazy. Oh, take a look at now. Let's look at this. This is that bill that she had the deciding vote on. This is what she passed. Okay, and this is from SeanHannity.com. I know it's kind of people are gonna say that that's biased, but hey, I trust him more than I do the mainstream media. So, anyway, check this out. So, top cop Kamala was actually the tie-breaking vote to give the IRS $80 billion to help track workers' tips report. Wish I could get rid of that, but anyway. Okay, so this is just saying, and when she was in Vegas, she stole President Trump's policy to eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers. A strange pivot, as Harris previously cast a tie-breaking vote for the Inflation Reduction Act, which provided $80 billion in additional funding to the IRS. Okay. Shortly after the IRS announced new ways to track workers' tips, 2 years ago, this is from Kamala Harris. 2 years ago today, I proudly cast the tie-breaking vote to pass our Inflation Reduction Act, Harris said on a social media post last week. On this vote, the yeas were 50 and the nays were 50. The Senate being actually equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the bill is amended and passed, Harris said in the August 7, 2022 video. Now, this goes into saying that, it is a voluntary thing, but why? This says there's no reason they'd be issuing guidance on how to crack down on this if it was only going to end up being voluntary, which is true. I mean, why would you issue guidance on how to crack down on it? Like I said, if it was going to be voluntary, it's a valid point. I mean, how can you justify that? They told us they are not going to be coming after people earning $400,000 or less. Well, here's a new IRS rule that focused on bringing in tips from waitresses or waiters. Don't be sexist. Anyway, that's crazy. These people are nuts, man. I'm telling you what. Ugh. Now, what? I'm curious. I'm seriously curious about what. Now, she's saying that she's going to go ahead and she said that she's going to go ahead and do this. She's going to put no tax on tips. Why can't she do it now? She's the VP. Biden's half dead. Why can't she just take pen to paper and write a bill up and put it in? Pretty sure it could pass. Why can't she write up a bill? She's the Vice President of the United States. She could do it if she wanted to. It's an empty promise from somebody that's already in power that keeps saying that she's going to secure the border too, and she's in power now and she still hasn't done it. So why? would anybody believe that she's going to do anything when she's in power now and hasn't done a single thing? These people are crazy. I'm telling you, people are crazy. They'll believe anything. But, hey, I mean, crazy is crazy, I guess. Let's see. I wanted to take a look at this here. Let me see if I can find it. Now, I said before, she's got nothing on her page. So I'm gonna show y'all. Look, take a look at this. I mean, this is her website. Okay. This is Harris Walsh. This is KamalaHarris.com or .org, whatever it is. Harris Walsh, you can donate. Okay. Don't want to do that. I'll close that. You can still donate right here at the top. Weird. Okay. I don't want to donate. She's got a lot of stuff there for donate. Sign up, join the campaign. Look at this menu. Meet Kamala Harris. Meet Tim Walz. Take action. Events. Store, so you can still buy stuff. Donate. Where's her agenda? Where's her what is she campaigning on? There's nothing there. But you can give her some money. 25, 47, 100, 250, $1,000 or other. Oh my gosh. Like I said, what is she campaigning on? There's nothing there. I don't understand what, other than the fact that she keeps repeating the abortion stuff. And again, that goes back to the same thing. She's been in power for the last 3.5 years. She's been the vice president. And I know it's a ceremonial role. There's not a lot that goes into it. But you know what? You're still the vice president of the United States. You've been in politics. You know how to write a bill. Write something up. Let the people see it. I know the whole Roe v. Wade thing. I know they don't, and she can talk about that all she wants, but the fact that the Supreme Court already sent it back to the states, she can try and make it a federal law all she wants, but the Supreme Court's already ruled on that, and it's been kicked back to the states, and that's all there is to that. I don't know what else you can try and do about that. She can talk about it all she wants, but if she tries to do something with that, again, the Supreme Court's just going to say, no, we've already kicked it back to the states. It's up to them on how they want to rule it. It's up to the states. They can make the laws how they see fit. Anyway. Okay, now, and again, this is going to come back to what has she done, because what has she done? I can't think of anything, and I watch a lot of videos on people asking people on the streets, and I know a lot of that's, somebody who actually might know something that she's done. They might not put that in the video, and that's fine. They are there for getting clicks, but I mean, I can't think of anything that she's done. Like I said, she's been in power for a long time. I can find all kinds of stuff about going back to when she was, keeping people locked up past their sentencing so that she could get cheap labor, and, keeping that guy on death row, even though she was told to take him off and she didn't do it. And she was actually had to be forced to take him off of death row. But that's who they want. But check this out. I mean, look at this. Okay. This is going to be, anyway, president. Okay, I got it. Now, it's not uncommon for a second in command to struggle to prove themselves in a role largely defined by behind-the-scenes work, which, like I said, I agree. It's mostly ceremonial, and it's kind of hard to stand out as a VP, but you know what? You've still got power. You still have the ability to write up a bill. You're the vice president. You can talk to people, find out stuff, see what you can, try to do. But anyway, let's take a look at this. This is President Biden upended the 2024 election by abandoning his bid for re-election. Vice President Kamala Harris said that she would seek the nomination in his place, and Biden gave his full support and endorsement. That's because he didn't have a choice. Yeah, they always talk about Donald Trump, President Trump, is a threat to the democracy, but what about this is the Democratic Party, and they've just thrust in somebody who didn't get not one single primary vote. Because in 2020, she dropped out before the first set of votes were even cast. And this time she was on the ticket, yeah, but she has not gotten a single vote. And yet she's the presidential nominee now. It blows my mind how President Trump is going to be a threat to democracy, but what they're doing is totally fine. It's crazy to me. Another crazy thing. But hey, and another thing, you can tell me what we've had 4 years of President Trump prior to Biden and Harris, or the Harris office. But what did President Trump do that makes everybody think that he's such a threat to democracy? He's not going to give up power. Well, he already did. He's going to take away rights. Well, he didn't when he was in office before. Crime is up. No, it wasn't. Before COVID and the 2020 Summer of Love, crime was way down. People lived better. What was the stat that I saw? In Biden's America, you have to be making, what was it, I think it was $17,000. I think it was $17,000+ every year just to make ends meet. People are using credit cards to buy groceries nowadays. But people are saying that it's worse under President Trump. I don't buy it. Anyways, a little rant there. Harris taking the helm of the Democratic ticket is far from a done deal. This is a little bit older of a article. Yeah, it was from July, but I mean not too long ago. July 24th is what it says. But anyway, let's see. The vice president is now charged with proving that she can stand on her own against Donald Trump, a task further complicated by her 4-year struggle to distinguish herself while working in Biden's shadow. I don't really think she can claim that all she wants, but she's always out there saying that she's the last one in the room for a lot of the decisions. She said she was the last one in the room when they had the Afghanistan withdrawal, and we all see how that worked out real well for us, leaving $80 billion worth of equipment behind, not to mention the money that was still there. And then 13 service members who lost their lives during that withdrawal. Just a cluster dump of crap that was. But people forget about stuff like that pretty quickly. Anyway, it's not uncommon for second in command to struggle to prove themselves. Blah 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 blah. New York Times, yeah, because they're biased. Let's see. Even more intense scrutiny now that she's the cusp of securing the Democratic nomination over the last 4 years. Harris has taken the lead on several critical issues while Biden focused his efforts elsewhere. Let's see what they said. Abortion rights. Okay. Y'all, if you watched my other videos, you know how I feel about this. I do not think that this is a form of birth control. It shouldn't be treated as such. It is ridiculous that people think that they can just have abortions willy-nilly and at the taxpayer's expense. I do not think that that's a thing. It shouldn't be a thing, and you shouldn't just treat abortion as birth control. It's ridiculous and stupid, and it fires me up every time I hear about it. But, with the megaphone, no one can ignore. Harris met with lawmakers from at least 18 states to discuss the issue. As Biden announced his 2024 candidacy, Harris gave a fiery speech at a reproductive freedom rally at her alma mater, Howard University. She blasted extremist so-called leaders for passing restrictive abortion bans. Keep in mind, these Kamala and Walz are both in agreement that they want to make it on the federal level that abortion can happen all the way up to including after birth. All the way up to including after birth. That is insane. She needs a serious reputation boost, which explains why Harris has made abortion rights a central piece of her political identity, which is true. She's putting that at the forefront of her campaign. Though it's not on her website, as I showed you, but she is making that. That's what she's pushing hard. This year she toured a Planned Parenthood clinic in Minnesota that provides abortion services. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of people. You can say what you want, but Planned Parenthood, you can look it up. It was founded by a racist who wanted to eliminate African Americans from the U.S. And it was specifically put into black neighborhoods so that black women would stop having babies. You can look it up. Okay. Immigration in the southern border. They can say all they want that she was not in charge of this, but I already showed you in a previous video that Biden specifically put her in charge of the immigration problem that we have in the U.S. May not have been the border czar, but she was put in charge of immigration in this country, and she visited the border one time, and it wasn't even like a problem area that she visited. It was like more of a resort. She never, so in my mind, she never did anything on the border. Going to a resort border town is not going and trying to look at the problem and see what's going on. This is ridiculous. They can say she wasn't the border czar, all that they want, but we all know that she was put in charge of the border. Let's see. See, it took her months to make her first and only visit to the area, and the backlash from her trip to Guatemala and Mexico was ultimately overshadowed by an interview with Lester Holt on NBC News where she awkwardly downplayed the urgency of the visit. That's because she didn't care. They don't care. They want the illegals in here. Look at Tim Walz wants. Look, he's got a thing. You can issue an ID, a driver's license, to an illegal alien. And once they're issued that driver's license, they're automatically registered to vote. And they're not a U.S. citizen. That is specifically illegal. Not in Minnesota anymore, though. After withstanding the intense backlash of her perceived inaction, Harris is still attempting to address the root causes of an immigration problem. Her Central America Forward initiative has yielded more than $4.2 billion in private sector commitments. Okay. You got $4.2 billion in private sector commitments? Finish the wall. Look, I've said it before. Illegal immigration is in this country. Now, I've seen that it actually goes up. I was saying $150 billion a year is what it costs the U.S. taxpayers every single year in funding, the illegal aliens that are in our country. And I've seen that it can actually go up to about $300 billion. So take some of that money, get some of these people out of our country. Start with the people that are in jail. Start with the illegal immigrants that are in jail who are breaking laws. Send them back to Mexico or wherever they came from, and build the wall. Stop housing these people, giving them free money off the taxpayers, and send them back to their own country. Look, I'm all for immigration, but I'm all for doing it the right way, coming in here legally. Get your social security number, you pay taxes, because I can tell you right now, I know people who have come to this country, and they agree with me. Come in here legally, pay your taxes, get a social security number. That way, you're actually you're contributing to the nation instead of negatively impacting it. Harris still has an uphill battle ahead of her to reverse the public opinion about her work or lack thereof. That's because there is nothing but a lack thereof. The Border Patrol Union lambasted her lack of progress. If you were given a job 2 years ago with the explicit goal of reducing illegal immigration, and then you sit around and do nothing while illegal immigration explodes to levels never seen before, you should be fired and replaced. I agree. You were hired to do a job. You didn't do it. Bye. Anyway. Let's see. Harris' work leading up to stalled legislation became a microcosm of her stint as vice president. One defined by sharp moments, mishaps, public drama, private work, and a touch of bad political luck. What's next for Harris? Nah. I'm done with that. That's anyways. It's frustrating. Look, she hasn't done anything. She's not going to do anything. If she really wanted to do anything, she'd have done it already. Like I said, she was put in charge of the border and hasn't done anything. In that article, it says she got 4.2, was it? Yeah, it was $4.2 billion that she got for that. So why haven't you done anything with it? Why? What are you doing? You're sitting on your hands. You talk about all this stuff that you want to do, and you haven't done anything yet. You're in office now. Do something now. It's ridiculous to me that she can come out here and claim she's going to do all this stuff to help the American people. You can do it now. You're in office now. Do it. Anyway, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm not. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great day.